afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Hey, I hope your day has been fantastic. Hey, look, I'm just whipping up afternoon tea for the kids. Thought it would be a fantastic time to show you guys what I'm doing. Today I'm making the herb and garlic dip. This is a classic. For those of you who have been around in Thermomixing for a while, you may have been lucky enough to have this at your demonstration, and it is an absolute hit every single time. Okay, and it is so simple, so easy, and it's so versatile. So if you want to put this on something like pizza bianca, so your pizza bread, amazing. If you want to put it on something like scrolls, beautiful. If you want to just dip carrot sticks in it, amazing as well. Now obviously it is dairy, okay, so for those of you who are following along, I know a lot of you guys follow along because I'm typically doing gluten-free, dairy-free. Today though, not dairy-free. I'm looking for a quick afternoon snack and going for something really easy, so hence the reason. And I have a tiny bit left in a container that needs using, so that's why we're doing what we're doing today. So 80-20 rule, okay, 80% of the time awesome, 20% and let that go. So let's keep cooking. Start cooking. Now, for those of you who don't have a TM6 guided, let me step you through it step by step. So first things first is 1 garlic clove. Now, I can't find my garlic clove, so I don't know whether my garlic bulbs, I don't know whether they got used over the weekend. So I was out and about the last 4 days, really busy with demos, so I've barely been home. So I'm actually doing the biggest shortcut ever. And as I said, 80-20 rule, so I'm using minced garlic. So I want 1 teaspoon, which is about 1 garlic clove. If you don't like it too bitey, go easy on it, okay? So I'm just going to wind that back just a little bit because I've also only got, oh, that was probably actually too much. I've actually only got about 1/3 of a jar or 1/3 of a container of my cream cheese, okay? So I don't want to go too bitey because garlic can be quite bitey. By the way, guys, if you're on today, do say hi. We'd love to know you're watching, and have you made this dip? I'd love to know. We love using this as well for pizza bases. So we will make a pizza base and use this instead of tomato paste. Amazing. Or, you know how you buy pizzas? It's been a long time since we bought them, but you used to get like a reef and beef, and it used to have like nearly a mayo style sauce over the top. This in a squeezy bottle, squeezed over the top. Phenomenal, next level, okay? It's more than mayo, man. It's beautiful. Okay, 6 sprigs of parsley. I've probably got a bit of a generous chunk here today off the plants outside. 2 spring onions. So I don't know how much they mean. We've got plants, so I just asked the kids to bring me in a chunk, but you do need your chunks to be able to fit down the blade shaft. If I chuck that in, it's got no hope. So you've got to make sure however much you put in will fit down those blade shafts, okay? So, next up, let's put the lid on, and 3 seconds, speed 7. Let's give it a spin. I love how quickly the Thermomix chops. Watch this. Watch this. Oh, it's done. Now, I know I didn't have a garlic clove in there today. Love to know where those bulbs are. I'm sure we had a few. But, let me show you what it's done to all my herbs. Check that out. How cool is that? And it smells amazing, okay? It would smell even better if it was real garlic, I know. Scrape down the sides with a spatula. Okay, 250 grams of cream cheese. I reckon I've got a lot less than that. Let's have a look. I'm going to get rid of the rest of this. Just make sure it can fit down the blade shaft, guys. If you chuck in a massive, now mine will just fit down, but if you put in the whole container worth, obviously it's going to bounce around on top. So I've got, oh, not so bad, 110. It's about half. Now, this natural yogurt step. This is actually to thin it out. Completely optional. It'll just be really thick, and especially if you're saving it for tomorrow or something, it'll be really, really solid when you go to use it, especially if you're trying to dip biscuits or carrot sticks in it, if you've not thinned it out with something. So this is just a thinner. I'm going to use milk, okay? 2 tablespoons of milk. Actually, I want to be more generous than that because, I will use 2 tablespoons because I'm using a half batch. But normally, I'd probably put in 3 or 4 tablespoons worth. Now, a tablespoon is approximately 20 grams. Alright, so I'm going to put in 40 grams and we'll have a look at it at that point in time. But I do find that 40 grams for a normal batch is not enough to thin it out. So have a look at it when you've done it. Decide if you'd like it thinner, and remember that when you put it in the fridge to set later, say you are making it for an event later on, you need to make sure that it's runny enough that someone can put their biscuit in and not crack their biscuit in half. Nothing worse than losing all your biscuits into your mix. Alright, on with the lid. Let's give it a spin. 20 seconds, speed 4.5. So watch this. The magic of the Thermomix. Alright, nearly done. So along the time if necessary. Usually you don't. Oh, it's looking yummy. Now I don't have as much in there, so I run the risk of it all sticking to the outside. Sometimes that happens when you're working with smaller quantities than the rest of the article, but it was runny enough in there with that milk that it actually didn't have a problem with that, which is awesome. Let me show you what it looks like. Now remember, I didn't scrape down the sides earlier, so you can see I've got some of my beautiful greenery still up the sides. So I think we're done. Transfer immediately to a container. Now, a couple of tips, takeaway tips for today. If you wanted to put it in the fridge for another time, make it a little bit runnier than you want it later, because it will set really hard again otherwise, especially if you don't put any thinner in there. If you don't have yogurt, use some cream, use even some buttermilk, or I reckon you get away with water. Completely would be okay. Or milk, as I did today, or even an alternative milk. It wouldn't matter. I mean, you're mixing dairy and non-dairy, but it still work. Okay, so but you want it to be a texture that's good for you. So I'm just scrape down the sides of mine, but that's what mine's like. It works out perfectly. I reckon you could run a biscuit through that, but as I said, I had half as much cream cheese and I used the portion they asked for of the yogurt. So I reckon you're going to look at putting in more like 80 grams of thinner to make it so that it's with a full batch, nice and runny for your biscuits. Alright guys, that's it from me today. Tonight we're having a whole roast chook. Well, hang on, when I say roast chook, I mean steamed chook in the Varoma. There it is, Varoma. You guys have seen that a few times. So if you're thinking, how do you put a chicken in the Varoma to cook in the Thermomix? Just have a search either on my YouTube channel or my page. You will find a chook in the Varoma there, and you can certainly see how that is done. It is amazing. So that's for dinner at our place tonight. So simple. The only thing to kind of think about beforehand is which herbs or spice mix will I put on. So I normally have a selection in my drawers down here of British and the taco, and if all else fails and you've got no spice mix, grab out your paprika. Alright, sprinkle of paprika over the top, some salt and pepper, and steam it 90 minutes, Varoma speed 2. Okay, or you might need to go a little faster if you're in a TM31, but absolutely beautiful. So that's on the menu for my family tonight. So I'm about to rinse out the Thermi, get that on for them. But here's afternoon tea. So have a great day, guys. Take care. If you want to talk about anything, thermomixing, recipes, demos, anything like that, that's what I'm here for. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out and say hi. But otherwise, guys, take care. Do hashtag replay when you're watching replay, and let me know if you've made this dish or if you're going to. We'll talk soon. Bye, guys.